Okay, so in this video, I'm going to do these two questions, which are about rationalizing the denominator. So just telling you how we rationalize the denominator first. When we are using fractions, we usually don't want to have surds in our denominator. So in order to get rid of surds in denominator, we do something called rationalizing the denominator. And how that works is that whenever we have a number in our denominator, which is like this, so any number plus a third, and then, there can be anything in the numerator. So let's just put another number c. And if we want to get rid of this third from the denominator, we just need to multiply top and bottom of the fraction by a minus root b. So what I did was just multiplying that by this square root negated. So, it can be the other way around, like when we have c over a minus root b. So in this case, we multiply this by a plus root b. And then we just expand that. So by doing this, that I will show you in a second in these examples, you will see that doing that will help us to get rid of the third from the denominator. But having thirds in numerator, that's fine. We don't mind. And having thirds in denominator, don't think that that's wrong. No, it's not that. We just want our fraction to be in a better way that makes more sense to us. So that's why we want to get rid of the third from the denominator. So now let's get us started and do question E. So as I said, the way that we start this is simply by multiplying the numerator and denominator by this denominator, but the third negated. So in this case, we have 2 minus 2 root 2, so this will be 2 plus root 2, I mean the number that we multiply by. And that should be the same because we want to have the same fraction, so we multiply by the same thing. And now it's just a matter of expanding, so we should be careful when it comes to expanding these sort of brackets. So I suggest you to always put them in separate brackets, so that will be clear for you. And now in denominator we have 2 minus 2 root 2 times 2 plus 2 root 2. And now we just need to expand them, so like 4 times 2, then 4 times this, and so on. So 4 times 2 gives us 8. 4 times 2 root 2 is 8 root 2. 2 root 5 times 2 is 4 root 5. And 2 root 5 times 2 root 2 will be 4 root 10. Over, now doing the same thing but for our denominator. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 root 2 is 4 root 2. Minus 2 root 2 times 2 is minus 4 root 2. And finally, minus 2 root 2 times 2 root 2 is minus 4 root 4. And we can simplify this, right? Because root 4 is equal to 2. So minus 4 times 2 is minus 8. So this can be simplified to minus 8. Now, we just need to simplify some of these terms because here, for example, we have 4 root 2 minus 4 root 2. So these two cancel out. And now we can just simplify this. So the denominator, we have only 4 and minus 8. So 4 minus 8 is minus 4. And numerator is going to be, we can just leave that in this form, or even we can factorize that. But the point of this question is just being able to rationalize. So we are not aiming for simplifying it. And yeah, so we can just leave the numerator as it is, because obviously we can't simplify this anymore. We can just factorize. So we can take a factor of 2 out. So this will be 4 plus, sorry, we can take a factor of 4 out. So yeah, just doing that. So we can have 2 plus 2 root 2 plus root 5 plus root 10. Yeah, and that's it for this question. Now let's do J. So again, we multiply this by 9, this time minus 5 root 2, because here is plus, so it will be negated. Okay, now let's just expand these two. So again, we can just put this in brackets. So 7 plus 8 root 2 times 9 minus 5 root 2, and 9 plus 5 root 2 times 9 minus 5 root 2. Okay, now let's do the expansion. So it's going to be like this: 7 times 9, which is 63, 7 times minus 5 root 2, which is minus 35 root 2. This is 72 root 2, and finally 8 root 2 times minus 5 root 2 is minus 40 root 4. So I'm going to write on top minus 40 root 4. And then here 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times minus 5 root 2 is minus 45 root 2. 5 root 2 times 9 is 45 root 2. And 5 root 2 times minus 5 root 2 is minus 25 root 4. Okay, let's now just simplify some of these. So we can just write down 63 as it is. But we know that minus 40 root 4, because root 4 is equal to 2. So minus 40 times 2 is minus 80. So we will have minus 80. And, sorry, I didn't want to cross that. So here, and now we have minus 35 root 2 plus 72 root 2. So we can just do this simple subtraction, which gives us 30 plus 37 root 2. Okay, now let's simplify the denominator. So we can write down 81. And minus 45 root 2 plus 45 root 2, that just cancels out, which is 0. Now here we have minus 25 times root 4. Again, minus 25 times 2, which is minus 50. Now we can simplify this one more step. So 63 minus 80, which is minus 17, plus 37 root 2. And then 81 minus 50 is 31. And this is the final answer of J. So that's it for this video, and if this was helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel for more videos, and good luck.